Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently 10:10 a.m. on this absolutely beautiful Wednesday morning. It is currently 82 degrees outside, and it is supposed to be 93 today, and not a cloud in the sky. It's supposed to be beautiful. So I'm gonna vlog, and then I am going to go home, and I might film a Peterisms video and get my pool bag and stuff together, and then I'm going to the pool for the rest of the day. And I'm hoping that maybe Tanya Jean will come with me, but I don't know. I think she's got stuff she's got to do today. That's first things first. Second things second. I came home last night after my meeting, and I need to get some coffee. I guess second thing second. I was gonna maybe go to Dunkin Donuts, but I'm like, I'm just gonna go in here to Starbucks. I'm gonna get well, I don't know what size coffee I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a smaller, probably, coffee. And then, everybody's coming over here and wanting to get into line. I'm gonna get a smaller size coffee, like a grande, and then when I go to the pool, I'll get a larger coffee. Because I don't need all of that coffee, or I'll be like, wild and crazy guy. Anyway, second thing second is I came home from my meeting last night. Tanya and I went to Meijer last night late. I'll talk about that in a second. And then I got home and I was watching the end, well, the middle, really. I had downloaded this pageant the other night, California Entertainer of the Year 2010. So I was watching that, and I was eating some hummus and some stuff like that I had bought at the store. And Alex was in bed watching his TikToks, and when I got done eating, I went upstairs, and Alex and I just kind of like hung out and talked to each other and whatever. And then he turned the Alexa sounds on, and I was asleep like that. And I was like planning on just sleeping like an hour and getting up and vlogging. You know how that always is for me. And I ended up waking up at like 6:30 this morning. And I was like, gonna get up then and go vlog. And then I was like, I'm just gonna wait until Alex leaves. And then Alex left about 9 something. So I moved to my car, and then I was gonna go back to bed. I think actually my alarm is set for 10:15. I was gonna go back to bed. Let's see if it's still set. This would be so funny, wouldn't it? Oh, it is. It's set for 10:15 and 10:20 a.m. So I was gonna go back to bed until like 10:15 or 10:20, and it would have just gone off here in a second. And I was like, you know what? Just stay up. Just get up, stay up. So I took the dogs outside and did all that good stuff. And now here I am. I just went and got a full tank of gas. It cost me like $62 or something to fill my tank. I was almost completely empty. That was second thing second. What was third? Oh, third thing's third. I have some water here too. Last night, my lip was hurting right here. And I told Tanya, I said, I think that I have a cold sore. But like, I don't really remember if I've ever had a cold sore in my life. I'm sure somebody will be like, yes, you did 3 years ago on such and such day. I'll be like, okay. Hold on a second.
Good morning, welcome to Starbucks. How can I get started for you?
Could I get a grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew, please?
Yes, of course. What else for you?
That's it.
Alright, we'll see you up here for 62.
Thank you. That's 110 calories. I don't feel like that's too bad. I wanted something a little different this morning. So anyway, if I've had a cold sore, I don't remember having a cold sore. But last night, like, it literally just looked like a little zit, like, underneath my lip. You could hardly even see it. I'm like showing it to Tanya. She's like, I don't even see it. So she's like, but when we go to Meijer, because she wanted to go to Meijer so bad, so she was looking for any reason to get me to go to Meijer last night. I'm like, we can go to Meijer, I don't care. But anyway, so she was like, my sunglasses are so dirty. I ordered 2 new pairs for Las Vegas, and I'm hoping that, well, they're on their way. I got the message saying they're on their way. But she was like, get some of that Abrevia stuff. Well, I went and looked to get the Abrevia stuff, and it's like $18 for this little itty bitty thing. And I was like, I'm not spending $18 on this little itty bitty thing that, like, it's not like I'm getting cold sores every week. You know what I mean? So Tanya's like, are you not gonna get it? And I'm like, no. I was like, it'll go away. It'll be fine, whatever. I woke up this morning and I walked in the bathroom and it's literally like a blackhead, like right here on the, you know what I'm talking about? It's like, oh my God. It looks like a zit that wants to pop on my lip, and it is so painful. It is so painful. Now I'm like, where's that abrevia? Where's that abrevia? So anyway, I'm gonna have to stop and get some abrevia. I should have just got it last night. The things I did purchase from the store last night were hummus and pita bread and chips. That was the majority of my dinner last night. And then I got a case of LaCroix coconut because they didn't have limoncello and they didn't have the San Paolo that I like. And then I also got a case of San Pellegrino lemon and lemon zest or something it's called. The cans are beautiful. They're like these gold cans. And then I got a case, like a 12 case of Diet Coke. I know I need to go to Costco, but I was just like, I didn't know when I would have a chance to go to Costco, so I was like, I'm just gonna get this now. And I actually just put it all in the refrigerator so it would be cold when I got home, so I could take a couple of those things to the pool with me. So, yeah. I don't know if I have enough money on my card. I have $5.94. I think it's 4 something on here. I'll put more money on here when I get home. I should choose some points. I have 955 points. How are you? I'm good. I don't know any of the morning people here. Well, I guess I do. There's Ben. Am I what? Yes, I am. What's your name?
My name's
Maddie? Nice to meet you. Thank you. You too. She was so sweet, wasn't she? It's so funny when people come up to me and they say something to me and they're like, it's the most random places in the entire world. Well, Starbucks and Dunkin Donuts. It happens to me like almost every single time that like if I don't know the people. And where was I that it happened not too long ago and it happened really randomly? Delicioso. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day today. If it gets up to 93, I will be so ecstatic. You have no idea. That's in the 90s. Tanya and I were talking last night, and she's like, you know what's going to happen? And I said, what? And she goes, like, summer's going to hit as soon as, like, the pools are closed. And that's what happens every year in Indiana. It's, like, September 10th, it's, like, a week of, like, 80s and 90s, and the pools are closed, and you can't go anywhere, you know? Which, when I was, like, in middle school and high school and stuff, like, it didn't really matter to me because my dad had a pool. But still, I couldn't, like, wait till those weekends to get to my dad's house. I mean, my dad didn't close the pool sometimes until, like, October. And I would always swim in it really late. I mean, he would be like, Pete, I'll keep it open as late as you want to swim. And, I mean, he kept it heated. So, you know, I would go out there and swim in, like, the first week of October. You know, October here is real weird. We have, like, real weird weather in Indiana. Sometimes, see, I get out and then this is how my mind starts thinking. I was like, you know what? I don't know, for some reason I was thinking about the library. And I was like, I could have done a video going to the library today because I kind of want to go to the library and get a Raymond Carver book. But you know what's so bad about... This girl's going the wrong way. Or did they invent a lane over there that I wasn't? Oh, they did. Oh my God. Do you know what's bad anymore is, okay, that... Like, I'll think to myself, I want a Raymond Carver book, right? So, I'll be like, oh, I should go to the library and get a Raymond Carver book. But then I'll start looking at it on Amazon, and they'll have it for like $1.50 or $2 or something, $1.60. And I'm like, or I could just buy it for $1.60 used, and it'll get here at some point, you know what I mean? Or thrift books or something like that. And so then I end up just buying these books, you know what I mean? I think this fall I'm gonna dedicate to some like biographies and autobiographies and like essayists. Like I've really enjoyed reading Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion. And I think that this fall I want to read the Dare Wright biography that somebody sent me. Dare Wright was the one that wrote The Lonely Doll. She has this like really bizarre like story like around her life. I want to read the Frances Farmer autobiography. And there's a couple other ones that I want to read. This is pretty good. Cheers, salute. I feel good today, having gone to bed early last night. Like, sometimes I feel a little, like, groggy when I wake up in the morning, like, I feel like I didn't get enough sleep if I go to bed, like, late at night, you know, I sleep through the night. I ended up going to bed probably, like, 11:30 last night. Would that have been right? Yeah, so 11:30, 12:30. I mean, I almost got 10 hours of sleep. Well, no wonder I feel rested. God. I didn't realize it. I had weird dreams again last night. I'm having, like, dreams that, like, I'm in this, like... Well, last night was completely different. It was like this dream that I was at this school again, right? But it's a completely different school than the school that I was at before that was like Hogwarts. This school was like an adult school. It was like for adults. And Alex and I had a room there, and it was very much like a ski lodge. Like we were walking along this grass, and overhead were like ski lifts that people were sitting on. But it was like in the middle of summer. And we were like figuring out what classes we were going to take by these television stations on TV. And you had to go into these different things and figure out like what classes you were going to take. And Alex and I were talking about that. And then he was like, we were like sitting outside, we were like standing outside, and then he like kissed me goodbye, and he was like, I'm gonna go meet up with so-and-so, and I said, that's cool, I'm gonna go meet up with this girl. And so, at one point, we were like walking up this cliff, and we couldn't like get up this cliff. This was really weird. And my dad was there too, and my grandma was there, my dad's mom, and who I don't know that I've like ever really had a dream about. And she was like, I can't make it up this cliff. And I was the first one, and I was telling the instructor, who was just like, I mean, it was this huge rocky cliff, like we were way high in the air, and he was like going like really fast. I was like, my grandma cannot make it. Like, you've got to slow down. And so then I was like saying to my dad, I was like, Dad, you need to get behind her so that like if she falls. And then she started kind of like freaking out, and I was like, Grandma, there's like a ledge right there you can just stop on. And I was like trying to help her, like it was like this mess of getting up this like side of this mountain thing. And so then I was like with this girl that like she reminded me like in the dream of somebody that I know in my real life. But it wasn't her like in my dream. because she was completely different. Her hair was different. Everything was different. Like, this friend of mine has really long hair, and this girl had really, like, shorter hair, and she, like, was just different than her. But she had, like, all black on, and, like, everybody at the school wore, like, all black. And I was talking to her about, like, we were talking about, like, style, and I was wanting to find my own style, but I didn't feel like I fit into this school. I was like, here it is again. The same thing I've been talking about for 30 years, you know, the be too much syndrome. And, but anyway, it's just like this weird random dream that I was like at this like big like adult school. It was like college, but not college. Anyway, the lid to my drink just almost came off. So that was my dream. I like this, but there's something that's like a little unsettling about it. I don't know what it is. Our meeting was good last night. I didn't sit in the same group as Tanya, but I did sit in the same group as two of my other friends. And we discussed making amends. Somebody else brought it up as a topic. And yeah, so it was a good meeting. And then afterwards, I just hung out and talked to my girlfriends and some other people that I'm friends with there. And then Tanya really wanted to go to Meijer. So our other friend took our other friend home. Because if we went in that direction, we couldn't have gone to Meijer in time. And Tanya needed to get groceries and stuff. So we went to Meijer and walked around for like an hour, and that was fun. And I got all that stuff. What else did I get? I don't remember. I got a spray deodorant, which I never usually use. It's like a dry deodorant. But I got it for like leaving the pool. You know, summer's almost over and I'm still working on my pool bag. I'm so committed to my pool bag. I texted Tanya right before I left, and she hasn't texted me yet about wanting to come to the pool. I know she was maybe planning on going tomorrow, so she probably will be like she can't go today because she's got too much stuff to do. It's now 86. It's heating up to be a beautiful day at the pool. I cannot wait. What's I gonna say? I'm reading this book, We Were Never Here. You know, it's interesting. I have not read a book like this in a long time that made me feel this way. Well, first of all, it's like a mystery thriller, but it's not like this car up here is now like trying to change lanes, so it's stopping the entire traffic here. But it's like, unless there's some huge twist to it, like you figure it out like real quick. And it's not like it takes like a detective to figure it out. And so I don't know if the intention of the book is just to be like this like thriller, but it's an unnerving thriller. It's not an enjoyable, like you are reading it to find out what's going to happen, but it's unnerving because you know it's not going to end good. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It reminds me of, like, this is gonna sound so stupid, but like, do you remember the movie Groundhog's Day? Like, I hated that movie, right? Because it just was like unnerving. It was like every day, like you could never get out of this loop. I hated watching that. And then there was another movie, and I think it was with Goldie Hawn, and she was like staying in somebody's house, and she acted like it was hers, but it wasn't hers. Do you guys know the movie I'm talking about? And like, I constantly, like when you're watching it, you constantly are afraid they're gonna get caught. Like they're like that's, you know. It feels like that book kind of feels like that edginess to me, and not an enjoyable edginess in reading a book. Like, it's not like you're just sitting there listening to it, and maybe that's the intention and the motive of the author, that you're like part of it. It's basically about this woman that, like, she figures out that her friend is not who she thought her friend was. But it's not even just that. It's like her friend talks to her in like a really biting manner and says like really harsh stuff to her, and like she'll ask a question and she'll be like, why are you asking me that? And it's read that way, like in the audiobook. And so it just feels like the whole book just feels really aggressive. And also the girl is like the main character, like is kind of like, she just isn't, she's clueless about this stuff that's like right in front of her face. I hate reading books like that. I hate reading books like that, okay? It's like, you come home to your apartment in New York City where everybody locks their door and your apartment happens to be unlocked, okay? Oh, I must have left my apartment unlocked. No, you didn't leave your apartment unlocked. Somebody broke in. Okay? Now, I can understand maybe one time that happening, okay, where you'd be like, oh, I left my apartment unlocked. 2 times? 3 times? Come on now, okay? And I just made that up. That's just an example. But it's that kind of stuff. It's like, this gal that she's friends with has had 15 people around her die, and she's like, oh, she just must have had a bad childhood. Or she killed them all. Like, let's just call it what it is. We're all thinking it anyway. And that's really what you start thinking, like, literally 10 pages into this book anyway. So it's like, I don't know what the mystery is about this book. Tanya said she thought it was good all the way through. I don't know, maybe there's some twists to the book that I'm not aware of. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good read. But it's just making me nervy. I don't like to, it's making me nervous to read. You ever read books like that? I don't know what's wrong with it, Am I at 22 minutes or 20? I swear to God, I just looked and I thought it said 27 minutes, and now it said 22 minutes. Oh, well. I can't read without my glasses on anymore. I'm going to take my Joan Didion book to the pool today, and I like to actually lay by the side of the pool and listen to my audiobook. That's how I finished that People We Meet on Vacation before. Now, my book for Peter's Book Club for August, I didn't plan this out real well, is that book Falling by T.J. Newman. And it's about a pilot whose family has been kidnapped, and he has to crash the plane with all the people in it, or they're going to kill his family. Now, I'm getting ready to go on a vacation here and fly in a plane, not once, but twice in the next couple weeks, and I'm not really sure I want to read this book, so I'm going to wait until, I think I'm going to wait until I get back from Las Vegas to read the book. So I don't know what I'm going to read next. I have no idea once I finish this one. I'd say the True Crime Book Club, but I don't even know when we're going to be reading that book or doing the live stream for it. Probably because there's Labor Day weekend, which is the first Sunday, I think, in September. I can't do it the very first Sunday. And then, which I think is the Sunday before that, if that's even, I don't know what, anyway. So which means we're probably going to have to wait till like the 10th or the 12th to do it. Whatever one of those days falls on a Sunday. So I've got a while to read that book. If I read it now, I won't remember it by the time that we do the live stream for it. I can't believe it. It's such a beautiful day outside. It was kind of supposed to rain this week. I do have a bunch of cozy mysteries left that I want to read. And I haven't read one in a while. I have those Charlene Harris books. That's one of the things that I want to read. I have a couple young adult books. I can't believe I haven't read that 4th book in the Truly Devious series. When those other books have come out in the Truly Devious series, I have, like, ran right to them to, like, I Run to You by Whitney Houston. I've ran right to them to finish those books. I think part of it for me is, if you've read the Maureen Johnson Truly Devious books, you'll know what I'm talking about. I felt like it was over after the 3rd book. Am I the only one that felt that way? Like, I felt like she concluded it after the 3rd book. So the fact that there's a 4th book, I'm kind of like, I guess I'm interested to find out what happens in it, but I'm just kind of like, how many, is this going to be like, because it reads kind of like, what's the counterpart to the Nancy Drew books? It kind of reminds me of the Nancy Drew books a little bit back in the day. Not that I read tons of them, but I knew enough about Nancy Drew to, watch it back in the day. I was kind of surprised the other night. I was looking at the New York Times bestseller list to see what to read on there. That's what I've been doing, and I've been downloading these books from the New York Times bestseller list because I'm like, well, I want to keep up with that. Oh, Time to Kill. Maybe I'll read that this week. I've been wanting to keep up with these New York Times bestseller list books so that, because, when I talk to, like, my friends and stuff like that, most of them have read, like, the books that are most currently out. Tanya Jean is like, she is going through books like this. I just can't. She's like, oh, I read this and I read that last night. I was like, girl, you were reading like 2 books a day. She's like, I know. She just sits down there with her Kindle and she just reads and reads and reads. But, there's so many different things I want to do. Like, I would love to read. I was talking to my neighbor about this because she's part of the women's reading, like the book club in the neighborhood. But they always read romance novels, and she's not really into that. So she was like, I said something to her about doing a book club one. Like, you and I should just do it like a book club, And then sit on the back porch and, talk about it once a month. And she used to be an administrator in education. And, an education administrator. She's a really cool lady. And she loves to read, like, literature, And so I had thought maybe I wanted to go back, starting with the most current year, and going back in time and reading the Pulitzer Prize for literature the last couple years. And I think Colson Whitehead, he's won twice, and there's just some fantastic books on there, and I read The Underground Railroad, and it just, like, blew me away. And there's a lot of really great books on there, and so I thought, well, maybe, I said to her, would you be interested in reading, like those books or something like that? And she was like, yeah. She was like, we could do that, or we could do something else. And then there's also the one prize. Why can't I never think of the name of the Man Booker Prize, or it's called something like that. I think it's the Man Booker Prize. And they do like a whole like book thing every year to read like all of the books that are on that list. Hold on a second, I want to pull in here. Just a second and look this up. I think I'm almost positive it's the Man Booker Prize, because I used to follow this guy on BookTube that used to do reviews of it. My eye is like watering all of a sudden. Hold on a second. Okay. stopped. My eye is watering so much from this air, like right in it. Here it is. It's just called the Booker Prize. Why did I feel like it was called something? That can't be right. I've literally never heard of any of these books. Well, anyway, the long list is A Passage North, Second Place, The Promise, The Sweetness of Water, Oh, Claire in the Sun, I read that, An Island, A Town Called Solace, no one is talking about this, The Fortune of Men, Bewilderment, China Room, Great Circle, and Light Perpetual. Oh, here it says people also... Did they change the name of it? Maybe that's what it is. Because it says people also search for Man Booker Long List. It's now called the... It's now just called the Booker Prize. Oh, did they just released it 2 weeks ago. Oh, wow. Well, that would be fun to read because then, and that's, you know, that just was released 2 weeks ago. So when is the Man Booker Prize? Well, I guess it's just called a Booker Prize. Announcement. What? It says, At Night, All Blood is Black, written by David and translated from French by Anna, is today, June 2nd, announced as the winner of the 2021 International Booker Prize. Well, then did they just release the list for next year? I'm so confused. I don't get it. I want to see if they changed the name of the Man Booker Prize because I would have sworn it was called the Man Booker Prize. And when you look it up, it's like people... It was originally known as the Booker McConnell Prize, named after the now-defunct food wholesaler that originally sponsored the award from its inception in 1969. The Man Group started sponsoring the prize in 2002. Oh, it lost its sponsor. Okay. Interesting. You guys were like, Peter, we really don't care at all. Entirely about this whatsoever. Nothing about this interests us whatsoever. You're the only one that finds this interesting. Except for probably Karen out there that reads literary fiction. Well, anyway, we weren't going to read the Man Booker Prize. We were going to read, or whatever it's called today. My neighbor and I were going to read the Pulitzer Prize novels. And then she was kind of like, well, yeah, maybe kind of like... There's so much that I haven't read. Like, as far as, like, just literature in the world. You know, like, my mom, her favorite author ever was Kurt Vonnegut. And, I mean, my mom has underlined and highlighted and pencil marked and dog-eared his books like crazy that she has of his in the basement. And I have yet, to this day, to read a Kurt Vonnegut book. And, I do have a funny story about talking to Kurt Vonnegut on the phone. So anyway, I have to this day have never read a Kurt Vonnegut book. And I don't really know what to start with. My mom's favorite Kurt Vonnegut book was, shoot, why can't I remember it? Mr. something in the title. Anyway, she used to always talk about it. It was like the sequel to Slaughterhouse-5, I think. But she would, like, when I talked to her about it, she'd say, well, there's so many different ways to start. Like, you can start with Breakfast of Champions. A lot of people start with that because it's easy. She was like, is it God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater? Is that what the book is called? So Kurt Vonnegut is from Indianapolis, okay? My mom really took to Indiana writers. There was something about Indiana, like Dan Wakefield, that she really liked Indiana writers for some reason. I think it's because she was like, she, saw herself as this author type, even though she wasn't. So anyway, way back before I got sober, my boyfriend, Jack, at the time, who has since passed, and our friend, who I met him through her, the three of us were sitting around one night. Jack used to work for this magazine in Indianapolis. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it's called Arts Indiana. And it's like an art magazine. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like they do like art and poetry and installation art. Anyway, it's just, and they did a lot of fundraising in Indianapolis and stuff like that. Well, Jack worked for Arts Indiana. It was like a part-time thing. He went to art school at Heron Art School, and he was like a photographer and painter and stuff, and mostly a photographer and here in town. So anyway, he worked for Arts Indiana, and like he got to know a lot of these like people that were kind of like bigwigs here in town as far as like art and gallery owners and things like that. Anyway, he took Kurt Vonnegut's phone number, like, from the Rolodex of, like, the director of Arts Indiana one time. We're sitting there, and we're, like, drunk. And Jack was like, you guys want to call Kurt Vonnegut? And I was like, what? And he was like, do you guys want to call Kurt Vonnegut? It was just the three of us sitting around there. I can see it, like, in my head. What is going on here with these... What is going on here? Do you feel like people lose their minds and don't know how to drive? So anyway, he was like, yeah, like I wrote down the number and whatever. He brought up this piece of paper and it says Kurt Vonnegut on it, and he had written it down, whatever. And so he was like, should we call him? And I was like, yeah, let's call him. And my friend was like, yeah, let's call him. We were all like, let's call him. I think we were kind of maybe nervous at first. I don't remember. But anyway, somehow I ended up being the one to talk to Kurt Vonnegut on the phone, who doesn't live in Indianapolis anymore. I think he lives in like upstate New York or something like that. But we called Kurt, bring up the rotary phone, and we called this before cell phones. We called up Kurt Vonnegut on the phone, and he answers. He's like, hello? And I'm like, could I speak to Kurt, please? It's Kurt! I don't remember exactly how it happened. I've told this story on here before. If I don't tell it the exact same way, people will say that I'm a liar, even though my friend Tanya Jean says people that tell the story the exact same way both times are liars. But anyway, we called him. He was like, hey, it's Kurt, or something like that. And I was like, he was like, who's this? And I was like, Peter or something. I don't know what I said, but anyway. He was like, what do you want? I was like, what do we want? I don't know what to ask him. My friends were like, I don't know. So I'm like, we're in Indianapolis and we're lost. He goes, what? And I go, we're in Indianapolis and we're lost. And he goes, like he was real confused. He was like, what do you mean? Or something like that. And I go, we're on Meridian. Tell us how to get to Central or something like that. I can't remember what I said, but he was like, it's something about some streets. Like, tell us how to get there. And then all of a sudden we could hear his wife in the background. I think her name's Lila. And she was like, who is it? And he was like, Peter from Indianapolis. And she's like, who's that? And he's like, I don't know, but he's lost. It was hilarious, you guys. It was like hilarious. He was like, okay, gotta go. Like, okay. He was like shouting in the phone the whole time. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to call my girlfriend today and tell her that. Be like, do you remember when we called Kurt Vonnegut? I should text her right now and see what she says. Talk about being fearless, you know, when you're like drinking and all that stuff back in the day. But I still haven't read a Kurt Vonnegut book, needless to say. That's the true lesson right there, is that I still haven't read a Kurt Vonnegut book. Oh my God, my battery is about to die. I'll pull in here and change the battery. This little red Mercedes in front of me is so cute. So clean looking. But you know, I was like, whose car was I getting into the other day? I was getting something out of their car. Oh, Sarah's, because she came into to watch the movie. And so she is driving her mom's car right now. And so I like ducked into her mom's car. Mom has a really cute like Cadillac, like little coupe car, you know? And Sarah had forgotten her drink in her car. She was drinking this like limoncello, and so I was like, oh, I'll go get you your, she was like, oh, I forgot my drink. And I said, well, do you want me to go get it? And she's like, yeah. So I went out to her car, and I ducked into her car, and I like took out the first half of my head. And when you drive an SUV, you kind of forget like getting into a smaller car after a while, you know? And I think sometimes it would be nicer to drive a smaller car, but I just don't know that, like, having driven like an SUV for my entire life. I was thinking about this the other day because when Alex and I went to Connecticut, I was like, we usually rent like a Jeep or like an SUV or something, but we didn't that trip. We rented just like something like, it was just something real small. I don't even remember what it was. It just had a back seat, I remember. Like, I mean, well, that most cars do, but you know what I mean? Like, it was just something like, I don't know what it was. Something small. Something small. All right, I'm gonna pull in here and I'm gonna change the battery and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I was looking at drinks at totallythebomb.com to see if there's any drinks to do a review of, because I haven't done a Starbucks drink review in a while. And she actually has a new drink up over there called the Witch's Brew Tea that I'm thinking about reviewing after I get done with my vlog. But I'm gonna have to like look at each Starbucks to see which one has the ingredients that I need, because most of these Starbucks don't have the ingredients I need, you know? Where was I talking to somebody yesterday? And we were talking about them being out of stuff. And it was like some business that like you wouldn't think of them. Like, you know, like restaurants being out of certain food and things like that makes sense. You know, like when you go to the gas station and they don't have certain stuff. And I don't know why that car is so mad at me, my lord. He like turned behind me and almost turned into me. And then he's like mad that I'm like going the speed limit. I'm sorry. You guys must think I'm like the slowest driver in the entire world. I'm not the slowest driver in the entire world, but I am a very careful driver. So anyway, this corn, can I just tell you, is so high. Look at that, how pretty it is. Fields and fields forever. But I can't remember what business it was that we were talking about. And I was like, God, what was it? Who was I talking to? And I said that they're out of it. And they're like, yeah, they're out of stuff because, you know, every place is so short on stuff. Where was it? It was something... It was something random, like Bath and Body Works, and they didn't have a certain candle because they're out of this or something. You know, it's something like so bizarre like that. And now I can't think of what it was, and it's going to drive me crazy, but oh well. Welcome back. It's now 87 degrees. I know what Tanya Jean's going to do. She is going to get up and do laundry. She hasn't even texted me back yet. she's gonna get up and she's gonna do laundry and clean up around her house and read 4 books. And then I'll call her at like 3 o'clock and I'll be like, are you gonna come to the pool? And she'll be like, no, the day just got away from me. I'm like, girl, it is a perfectly beautiful day outside. Now, I do know that she's going to the pool tomorrow. She did say something about going to the pool tomorrow. But, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm gonna go to the pool and then I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna make a drama video. And I'm gonna let figure out what else I'm gonna do on my other channels first. I'll probably go home right now and make a Peterisms video. We'll do this review video. I need to do my July wrap-up on my BookTube channel. I keep on meaning to do that. I don't know when I'm going to do that. Welcome back. Oh, now it's 86. It dropped a degree. Tony and I used to want to buy this house over here. We wanted to have it be like a halfway house, and we would have like gardens and all kinds of stuff there. That never happened. We'll always drive by there, like when we first met, like when we would go to meetings and stuff, and we'd be like, we should turn that into a halfway house and we could have gardens. We were gonna have it be where like single mothers could stay there with their kids, and then they, you know, we could all like work in the gardens together. It'd be real earthy and organic and stuff like that. That never happened. You always have a lot of ideas like that when you first get sober, you know? My friend was actually talking about that last night, about how she wanted to, like, when she first got sober, she was like 7 days sober, and she was like, I think I'm gonna open this halfway house. Man, it is beautiful today. It is absolutely beautiful today. I think decidedly so. I don't mind vlogging during the day, but I definitely prefer vlogging at night. I kind of feel like I'm the only one out here. Whereas during the day, I feel like I'm kind of just like talking on the phone to a friend. At night, like I feel like I'm just like in my own thoughts, talking out loud, you know? Does it feel like that at all? I'm gonna go over to this Starbucks. I'm gonna see if they have the ingredients that I need. And then I can do the review. I don't know how I'm gonna do it with all these drinks here in my car. But I can do the review and then I can vlog on my way home. Look at this drink, this cup that I put together. Okay, so I pulled this cup out with this lid and this straw. It makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't really matter if it makes sense, but I just think it's funny that it doesn't make any sense. Oh, my Lanta. If there's a long line, this Starbucks over here doesn't usually have a long line, but this Starbucks over here usually never has ingredients for the drinks either. If Dunkin Donuts had a new order or a new thing on their drink, I just go through there, but they don't yet. Although they are coming out with their pumpkin spice. Every place is coming out with their pumpkin spice like so early this year. Don't you think that's the weirdest thing? I guess I could go through Dairy Queen, but I'm not really wanting to do ice cream this early in the morning. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull into this grocery store parking lot and see if this Starbucks has what I need. What I need. What I need. That sounds like that Stevie Wonder song. What was that Stevie Wonder song back in the day? Dun, 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 dun. Do you guys like Stevie Wonder? I love Stevie Wonder. Look at Dunkin Donuts. There is like nobody in line. Oh my God. I should make a special secret menu drink at Dunkin Donuts is what I should do. Because there's nobody in line and I never do that. I never go to Dunkin Donuts and do special menu drinks. Do they have any? Oh, they have those popping bubbles. Those popping bubbles are so bad. They're not even worth it. Okay. I reviewed them over here. Let me look up a secret menu drink at Dunkin Donuts. Let's see what we can find. Nobody really ever does secret menu drinks at Dunkin Donuts, do they? Are there any? Who knows? We're gonna find out. If not, I will do the other one. Secret. Shoot. Secret. I can't type today. Menu drinks at Dunkin Donuts. Okay. Ooh, they have a lot of them. The Dunkin Donuts secret menu is sweet, tasty, and easy to order. 15 items on the Dunkin Donuts secret menu drink. What year is this, though? Because that's part of the problem. Is that they'll be like, oh, we haven't had that in 10 years. Okay, Dunkin Donuts secret menu iced drinks. Let's see when this picture was that they posted. January 20th, 2020. Okay, they're probably not going to even have those things anymore. Cocoa berry. Toasted Nutella surprise iced coffee. It doesn't tell you how to make these drinks. What? It doesn't tell you how to make any of these drinks. Okay, 2021. Secret menu drink 2021. A birthday cake culotta. Okay, here's the updated menu. Do you want to... Shoot. Oh, darn it. It's going into Instagrams and all kinds of things. Okay. Do you want a perfect sweet drink for your special occasion, such as a birthday or even just to treat yourself? Then you have the birthday cake culotta. The Dunkin' Donut answers to your Starbucks Frappuccino. This delicious item is made with a vanilla bean culotta that is flavored with a swirl of hazelnut. The birthday cake culotta is filled with whipped cream. To get this delicious item, just ask or order a vanilla bean culotta and then ask it to be topped with a hazelnut swirl. You can also go a step further and add some sweet toppings such as cream. If you decorate it with candies, then you can celebrate your birthday. Order this tasty cake with 2 straws to allow you to share the fun. Okay. Nutella surprise. To make this drink, nobody cares. Okay. Ooh, almond joy. No, thank you, ma'am. Okay, frozen black and white. These drinks, I don't know. Captain Crunch Culotta. Okay, if you love super sweet stuff, you might like this. We gotta be honest, this is way too sweet for us, but if you love it. To order, ask for a strawberry culotta with added shots of blueberry, raspberry, and cream. Okay. I'm gonna film a review over here and then I will be back in just a second. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Did my review at Dunkin Donuts. And now I am... Where are my sunglasses at? Where are my people at? Now I am on my way home to upload this stuff and to get my pool bag, and I don't know if I'm gonna film I don't know if I'm gonna film a Peterisms video first or if I'm gonna do that when I get home from the pool. I'm not really sure yet. I mean, it could just wait till this afternoon. The thing is, if I go to the pool this early, by like 4-ish, I'll be ready to come home. I'm just praying that this cold sore goes away. Oh man, so pretty outside. We're 7 degrees away from the high it's supposed to be today. This reminds me, last night when we were like driving home and like standing outside and stuff, Tanya later said, because this reminds me of like summers growing up. That's how we had the conversation about, you know, summer's gonna really start when like the pools are closed and stuff like that. I said, I know, it happens every year. And like this reminds me of summers in Indiana, like when I was a kid. I mean, just like clear skies like this, really hot temperatures. You know, you could just stay in the pool all day long, that kind of stuff. So I'm very, very excited about it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I want you, I want you. Anyway. Anyway. All right, I'm gonna get off here now, and I'm gonna listen to some music and get in a dancing mood on the way home, and go get my pool bag and stuff ready, and then I will vlog tonight for tomorrow. Get back to the nighttime vlogs again, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing day today. If nobody else has told you this today, well, of course, I love you, and enjoy your day to the mostest, and I love you guys so much, and yeah, I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. And I thought I should do one daytime. One more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.